Like a friend was telling me, like when he gets call from voice agents, he's afraid that if he said something wrong, it will just become garbage.
You don't think like the AGI is going to solve this problem?
People will say, oh, this is not AGI. Let me create a new eval. My
And that will be
expectation
AGI.
has improved.
Like Amit, I'm coming to your point. Just tell me like why Meta and OpenAI is not able to solve this problem, because their engineers are also noticing these things like AI is interrupting, AI is making garbage.
Right? If they cannot win that race, they will lose a lot. And that is why for them, it's not a priority right now.
Tell me like according to you, like when a founder needs like a funding or investment in their startups, like what is the point at what time they realized I need funding right now?
Probably 10K is also enough. I don't think like you need money to start a startup. IC has a standard practice. They give like 500K, but they give a lot of.
See, that will be applicable in the USA businesses. But you think like these things will be implemented in the Indian businesses, in the Asian countries, like in the Nepali businesses? What the steps that Nepali government should take to boost the economics, to boost the technology? Like you are in. Okay, then welcome to our show YC Funded series, and this is episode 2. I hope this conversation will have a great impact on our viewers, on our audience, and especially on our builder audience. So thank you so much for giving your time, and let's start.
Yeah, happy to be part here. Always love talking in these episode and like connect with people. So happy.
Okay, like I mean, just tell me like you are you are building your agenda. When I was visiting your company websites, your main agenda was like AI is talking, like AI is not knowing how to, when they have to speak. Look, why it is like timing? Why you are preferring timing more than intelligence? Because in this whole world, like right now in the AI competition, everyone is preferring the intelligence part, but you are giving priority to the timing part, when they have to stop, how they could listen. You are building actually a virtual teammate. So like explain these things, like why you guys are focusing on timing rather than intelligence.
I think it's an awesome start. My question to you is: do you think ChatGPT is good? Like, is it useful for you? Do you think?
No, probably the answer will be no. It is just useful for the normal, like a normal people, for the general purpose. Even me, I also use Cloud for the like lots of things. Clause for the development purpose, but not for gender writing purpose and scripting purpose. I don't find Claude is useful.
Do you feel any AI is useful in adding any value?
See,
Anyway.
I have a special opinion on these things, because like few days ago I have a huge discussion on this. What I found, like when it comes to AI, every AI has their own specialty. Like it's a Gemini, either it's Gemini, it's a ChatGPT, it's Claude. There are different AI tools. Especially when we should talk about these three. Claude has their development skill. Gemini has their mathematical and reasoning and fact skills, and ChatGPT has the general skills. Means if you will ask similarly, I will say that this today morning scene, I just asked ChatGPT, I gave your company visions, like what is your company vision, and I have a today podcast with these founders. So just suggest me. I just asked a simple thing. He has given a whole summary, like a whole list, like what you have to do. We don't expect these things from ChatGPT. We don't want a talkative assistant. We just want an assistant who just work for us. So ChatGPT has that problem, I found.
Yeah, so as you said, like every model has their own speciality, and you are able to use cherry pick them and use them for your individual use case. This is something everyone is doing, where people are finding that these AI are good for using for some things, right? And it can be different AI model, it can be different use cases. What we want to say is like, okay, awesome. Like people have understood that AI makes them productive. How much we can define it, but it makes them productive. But what about like bringing that productivity in a group setting? Are there any AI model which can work in a group setting and can help a group of people? Like for example, right now you and me are talking. There will be many point where maybe if we had a AI, it would have become good discussion where it would have like barged in, it would have criticized me, added some opinion, right? So that is the layer we are trying to build, because that doesn't exist. Like if you put Gemini voice model right now, and this is very multimodal. This is not I'm talking on the chatbot. This is multimodal, that if you have any voice agent, they don't know like when to stay silent. They don't understand the context that right now I'm talking with Sasikant. right? And I'm speaking right now, so they don't have to interrupt, or this is the part I have said. So that is where we are envisioning that all these AI tools, there needs a layer which can bring them in a contextual understanding environment where multiple people are talking. And the benefit of it will be, so if you imagine right now, like I have this image very sharp in my mind, that every AI right now, every voice AI or every multimodal AI right now, even if you imagine, I worked at Meta, I was a scientist there working on smart glasses, right? If you imagine the way they are built is, oh, someone will talk to me and I will help them. But that someone is not individually in the world. They exist with other people also, which means if you go to a museum, you have this assistant on, you will say like, okay, I'm in a museum, give me guided tour. They are not alone there. They will talk with their family also. Which, and what is happening right now is like these AI will jump in. They have zero contextual understanding. So they will jump in and they'll say, oh, sorry, what were you saying? Like, repeat again, or they will say some garbage. And that is the behavior we want to change. And this happens everywhere throughout. It happens even in, like, there is a company which deployed some voice agent for drive through order. So there is a whole mechanism where like you have a car and you can just give a order on McDonald's, for example. And they said like, okay, we will put a voice AI, and AI is good enough to take your order, basic order, right? And they put it, and now they are imagining that someone will come and just talk, and they will never have anyone else in the car, and they will never be giving group orders. So now AI is asking like, hey, what do you want to have today? And they are asking their partner, hey, do you think like we should order this? And AI is like, sorry, what should we order? This is garbage, right? And all of these are happening because people are building AI with the mindset that you exist alone. Another example I can tell you is like someone created AI agent to take orders or do like sales call, and now they are again imagining that this person will receive the call and they will just answer everything exactly, and they will be alone in the room. Like a friend was telling me, like when he gets call from voice agents, he's afraid that if he said something wrong, it will just become garbage, or he has to prepare in a way.
Actually, yeah, I'm saying my own personal stories. Few days back, I was building a voice agent for one of like one. I was doing experiment, and one of like I am running a company. But that I'm just trying a voice agent. I'm training on. It was N8N based, not on Python and something. So I was trying my own model. I was just asking that video is also on the internet. I was just asking, hey Sahil, you can book a meeting. Recently, like a notification pop up, like notification sound, and he got, oh yeah, I can book this, but like he totally changed the things. Like this was a notification sound. He should, like that machine, that system should understand this was a notification sound. You didn't have to react on that. But I found that day also that a problem. But what I thought before meeting you, like I thought it is the like problem. We can't solve this. But today morning I was going through your company. Same things you guys are experimenting on the Chat GPT and on your own model. I think you and Robert, like your co-founder, I think Robert.
Yes, so we had this demo, to your viewers. We had this demo where we had two models on. One was like a common Gemini model, a voice agent, and you can have any. It's just a representation. These models are trained to like anytime I take pause, they will speak. And I'm speaking something on a stage and presenting a product. Now ChatGPT will come up or Gemini will come up and say something about it. But there is another model which we had, which basically has a contextual layer, and it will understand that I'm not talking to it right now, I'm talking to other people, so it will stay silent. But then I can say like, hey, by the way, did a good job? And then it will know that I'm talking to it, and it will give opinion, can you do it better than me? So that is like what we demoed, and I think that is the layer we want to build. There are several aspects of that layer. We feel like everyone has understood that there is some value in AI to individually help them. But this is a new paradigm where we are saying like, okay, bring AI to a group setting now. Like you enter a meeting room, you enter like some place where there is a family and both all of them are out on a museum tour or like visiting something. And now AI is smart enough to help them while they are talking to each other also.
Okay, like tell me Amit, like by whatever the answer you are giving, you don't think like the AGI is going to solve this problem when the artificial general intelligence will come? Because I was researching on AGI, and what I found like AGI will have a capacity. They will switch from different mode. Like sometime I will ask about coding. Sometime then after just a second I will ask generate this image. Then they will not mismatch. They will not garbage it. they can switch easily. You don't think like AGI is going to solve that problem?
Yeah, I love when people say AGI. I would love to know like what is your definition of AGI and from where you are seeing that AGI is there. And the reason I'm asking because if you were 10 years back, you will say, oh, it is able to write software. I don't know which branch you are, but people in
Like
computer science will be like,
electronics communication.
and people in computer science will be like, oh, I got like such a good rank to go into computer science and become a software engineer, but what the hell, like AI can write all the code and it's very good. Like in my company almost 80% of the code is written by AI. We are mostly running tests, right? We are mostly
And that's
ensuring
true.
architecture is good.
That's true.
So now 10 years back I would be like, this is not human, this is AGI. So I love like when people say AGI, they have some version of AGI in their head which I don't understand. So I would love to know, like, for you, what is
Like tell me,
AGI?
like then, like before answering me, I want to ask, according to your point of view, there is no existence of AGI. Everything will be considered after a while like AGI. Like for now,
Yeah, according to
after
me, like the bar will keep increasing, and when even there is something which is of great intelligence and use, people will say, oh, this is not AGI, let me create a new eval, my
and that will be
expectation
AGI.
has improved, right? So I
Okay,
think and if AGI will be there, it will need contextual understanding, and that's the layer we are building. It cannot be there without contextual understanding. If you want AI to work in a group setting, that's the layer we are building. Right now, every other company is competing in the layer of building an AI which is individually awesome because they want to win that race. If they can't win that race, it's not gonna work for them, right? So all the big tech companies working on the layer that once it is confirmed that the person is asking question to me, how can I give the best response? How can I help them? And we are
Actually,
building the layer which will ensure that this is the right time for you to help and this is not the right time for you help, or this is proactively correct time for you to help even if user have not asked you something.
like just tell me, Amit, you are building a phone like right now, phone. Why you choose it just work? It will just work for the businesses. Why it not for the general purpose? You like you have mentioned it's for the business teammates. Why not for the general purpose? Because it is the main problem we are facing in general usage. Because ChatGPT, because you also know the most of the user is a general business. Business like business oriented ChatGPT has a less users. Then why you choose
And
the
you
business
have data
oriented?
for that. You have data for that. That chat gpt business nobody is using, and the biggest user is like general users.
No, according to
I'm kidding. Yeah, I'm kidding. But I
according to
understood your
my
point.
experience,
Like you
I'm
are saying,
saying.
like why not use fun in a general purpose setting? Awesome. Go and use it. Brainstorm session with Fern. Like ask that, hey, I'm just thinking with you right now. I'll say many things, and when I need your help, I will let you know. And then talk with it. Like we have in-person mode in Fun where you can talk with it, and you can like brainstorm. So you can keep talking like, hey, I'm going to like talk with Amit today and I'm trying to understand what they are doing. I will ask these kind of question, and then you can say like, I was not looking for your opinion till now, but now I need your opinion. What do you think about it? Should I change
then
something in my script?
then it is going to give the opinions also.
Then it will help you also, right? It can help you in settings where you know that you need help, and there are many part where on every small pause you don't need LLM to come up and say like, oh, let me help you. For example, like in brainstorming, many times you will be thinking aloud, you will be thinking about things and you don't really need someone's opinion on it, but there will be time when you need AI's input, right? And that's where like we are saying like, okay, if you want brainstorm, maybe don't do with Gemini chat GPT, do with our model. It will be better. We are just building the contextual layer, so it knows like, okay, you are not talking to it right now and you don't need input. For example, like I took a pause, why didn't you jump in? Because you have this contextual understanding that Amit is still talking, but Gemini in the room will not understand this. It will be like, oh, I don't care, he took a pause, let me add something. So that is the layer we are building.
Like tell me, like you been a ex like a research scientist at Meta. Like what you are like there are such a big companies. You been a research scientist. You might say you have shared this problem like anytime, anywhere in your company while you are working in that company.
Yeah. I was telling you an example of smart glasses, right? So we have this mode in smart glasses where people will switch on the assistant and it will be on, which means like every pause, it will speak something. And now we realize like people are not going to grocery store alone. They are going with their family. So if they ask a question, like for example, they ask, what is this product, right? After that, they will talk with their family. Oh, I think like this AI is telling me it's like this product, and now AI will again reply to that thing. So, I mean, we have seen this. It's already there. It's a very known problem that if you have any assistant on in a voice mode, it will reply you on every pause. It will not care whether you are talking to it or not. So we were building in-house solution for that also, and that's where I was like, okay, there are so many things we can do here. I don't know if you see like Meta Connect, where Meta comes up and show like what they are building. And one of the cool thing Meta is building is like if you have this assistant on and someone else is talking to you, how it comes up and help you proactively by giving some answer that you can give to the person from multimodal expect and from the word. So I think this is something which is happening, which will be a problem people will face eventually. This AI captures more and more market and like enters more space, and this is what we are building, I think.
Like Amit, I'm coming to your point. Just tell me like why Meta and OpenAI is not able to solve this problem, because their engineers are also noticing these things like AI is interrupting, AI is making garbage.
So let me ask you this question: like, what's the race that Meta or Anthropic or OpenAI is going on? I think it's my personal opinion that they are entering the race where they want to say like, if a question come to my model, I will give you the best response, and it totally makes sense for them to win that race, right? If they cannot win that race, they will lose a lot, and that is why for them it's not a priority right now. But for product team, it is some priority. They want like their individual product to have these kind of things. But smart glasses, nobody is going to put in a meeting setting or a discussion setting or a Zoom setting, and that's where we are saying like, okay, let us create this layer. By the time the race is maybe giving us better and better model, we will also have this layer so that all these model can now act in a multiple scenarios and can help people in like a diverse meeting discussion and group settings also.
Like you think like whenever your company will be on the top, your model is working perfectly, you think in the future that Meta and OpenAI will try to get you back into your their company, because you literally solving major issues of the chat GPT like it's a general issues everyone is facing in daily life. Do you think like your company will be acquired or you will be acquired by them?
Yeah, I think it's a very interesting question, right? Whether we'll be acquired or not. I can say that we are not playing the game of like exiting early. We think there is a so big market and so much value we can give. The more and more we talk with people, we realize like how frustrating this is. Like I was talking with someone today, and they were saying like, oh, I have a old parents and they don't know like how to talk with these salespeople, and these salespeople have like AI helping them. If I had your AI and it was hearing them and it can help them also to answer something, it will be so good. And we are also seeing like people how they are using it. There are so many modes in Fern right now as a consumer product where you can also get like proactive help. For example, I have Fern on right now. So if you, I can also show you the screen on this camera. If you see, there is like a Fern on right now, and it is in the silent mode, so it will never speak, it will never do anything, but it is telling me like, okay, talk about these things, or this is what all happened till now, right? And I think there are so many things you can do with a AI that is helping in a group setting. So I think like we are not playing that game of like exiting any soon or like finding to get acquired. I think our goal is to create value and somehow makes discussion more productive and help people. And there are different vertical and different kind of people who can get help from it. So I think we will be working very heads down on like helping them for now.
Like why I ask these questions, like there is a reason. Like recently I was doing research on service based company, and I found like Manas, yeah, I think Manas, it was Manas, a Chinese company whose revenue got in just 8 months $100 million. Meta acquired them like at a $2 billion. So, and the interesting thing was they were solving they were giving all the service. They didn't have their own AI. They were just using API, Cloud API, Open API, Gemini. And because in service based, you just need the API. You didn't need the whole model. and they're they're giving AI solution to the businesses. So that's why I thought like you are also solving a unique part, a unique problem, and maybe in the future Meta will be lagging from these things, and they will try to acquire, and that's why the
Yeah, I think it's for now for us, the goal is to like it's not a layer right now. If you see Fern, we have released a consumer product now. So it can you can make it join this Google Meet and it will stay there, listen to us, and then I can ask like Fern, give answer to this. I don't want to give answer. And it can give some answer, right? Or I can say, or it has a silent mode. For example, right now I'm running a silent mode where it is telling me like, okay, ask about this, or like ask about these kind of question, or this is what all happened till now. So I think like there is a consumer product that we are going for, and I think there is a value in that from our early like users and people who are using it. So we are not building something research in solitude. We already know our customer, and like we already know who can use it, and that's why we want to build very close with them. So I think for now we are not thinking about like acquiring or going to these companies and so on. But yeah, this is something I think for future to worry about.
you will get offer, don't worry. But tell me like what was the reason you're keeping your company name Fawn? Like it's a plant name, I think.
Yeah, it's funny how we came up with name. I can make a lot of story, but the reality is our company name is Ishiki Labs. Ishiki means like consciousness, so it means like awareness, self-aware thing. So, and the reason we thought about this name is like, okay, AI needs to be aware about context that is happening, people talking. So it needs to have consciousness, and that's why we came up with a Japanese version of consciousness, Ishiki Labs. Now, how we came up with Fern is very simple. I think once we put whatever we build in a meeting or Zoom or a in-person discussion scenario, we were looking for a name, because in a setting you will call someone with a name. For example, if I had 3 4 people right now talking, right, and I want Sashikant's input, so I'll say like, hey Sashi, what do you think about this? Any opinion on this, Sashi, from your end? So we were like, okay, what should be the name of this thing? And basically at night we were working, and my co-founder Robert tried different name, and he saw like which is the easiest name, like which the model is able to capture easily. And he took Fun, and then we loved it because it's also tells like the vision that okay, it's growing, everything starts from a small leaf and fern. And then we just kept it. We kept it for a long enough time that now we cannot think about going back. Everyone loved it. And the difficult part is like Fern is a difficult name for speech model to capture for Indian accent. So sometimes when I am demoing, we had to like quickly improve it, because I am demoing and I'm saying like Fun, give opinion, and Fun is not hearing its name and it's like, oh, I'll not speak. But it's not happening for Robert.
That's true also because fawn is not like a common name. Like I don't think like any humans belongs to fawn. It's a plant name, so it will be unique while you are discussing the public place also. While you are except botanical garden, you will find everywhere it will be working perfect because there will be a fawn.
Yep. I mean, we have trained it for behavior to also not speak if someone is saying like, "Oh, we need opinion from Fern," because they are asking in a third person manner. They don't need opinion; they are just discussing about Fern. So we have trained it to like also not work in that scenario. Right now, actually, the way we have trained it, it's very false positive driven, which means like it should never speak. If it is confused, it should not speak. And that's the reason like sometimes we hear complain that hey, we asked Fun to give opinion and it was not giving. So yeah, I think
Like tell me like one thing. What if your vision, like imagine your vision has worked, like it has been scaled globally. Then what the major change will come in this AI industry, according to you?
yeah. I think the major change will come right in next podcast that I have with you. I'll have Fun, and it will run the podcast. It will ask the question. It will ask to both of us, and we both will just enjoy. You don't have to take the load of like and every other place you can imagine. People will have AI in a 2 person, single person. I'll have some fun to like practice before coming to your podcast. Because it will ask me question, and every other meeting, every other in-person meeting you can imagine, discussion you can imagine, there will be AI, which will be powering it, which will be helping to make it productive. Yeah.
That's why we'll have a podcast. But tell me, like, what everyday human behavior do you think current AI systems misunderstood? Like, what is the most common human behavior that AI is not able to understand?
Yeah, I think like it's contextual understanding. It's mostly like it doesn't know that you are not talking to it. You want it to like stay silent. I think that is one big part that we as human understand. The other things are of course on the intelligence side, which people are catching up. They are getting better eval. They are getting better AI systems. So I think that will be closed. It's just I think the contextual understanding.
Like, tell me, like, do you see this technology will change the in human learning, writing, or collaborating, or building a business? Your technology.
Yeah, imagine this. Like right now, can you have a AI where you are talking with another person and you are also asking it for like help, or you are asking about education, right? Can you have an AI to which like you are on a Zoom call and you are reading things with it, and then you ask like, hey, go and like find better things about it, or like, hey, I don't know how to do this, like help me now. All these things are not present. Imagine like a AI. Can you imagine any voice AI right now to act as a receptionist where 10 people are talking to it, or even one person is talking, but there's so much background noise. Some other person is always talking. So I think I'm very bullish on this idea that AI will appear. It will appear in public spaces, it will appear in two-person calls, it will appear in different places, and it is needed to understand even in one-on-one call. For example, that drive-through order example, or like you talking on a phone call with a voice agent. You are not alone in the world, you come with like three more people with you. And I feel like all of these field will change completely and our technology will empower it.
And tell me, like, one thing. If you like, what do you say? I forgot the question.
This is the perfect time where AI can come and jump in and say like, oh, hey, by the way, you should ask about this, right?
Like, yeah. Tell me, like, how did you convince Y Combinator to invest on all of these things? Like, on your company.
I think it's a very standard process, to be honest. They see the value in this. We gave a demo. They see a value in it. And I think it's more like a conversation I'm having with you right now. That is all they need. They are already aware of the market. They are already, they just want to understand we are the right set of people to build it. So I think anyone who is your viewer and wants to like target for entrepreneurship, you are not building for like investors. You should have a profile good enough that when you leave things, they should trust that these guy can build it. And then you should be working on a problem which is providing enough value. Then you don't need to worry about like investors, and you don't need to worry about like convincing anyone. Even if they are not convinced, you keep building it. You will find like value and you will find people who will care about it.
And simply you are saying, like, you should solve the problem, create the value, you will get the investment.
Exactly. Like if you are in a position where you can say like, oh, whether this investment or not, I will work on it. Even how many no I will hear, I will still work on it. And then if you are in a position where you see like even 10 people who are getting value from it, and you see like, okay, more and more people will get value as the technology will improve. I think that is the space you want to be in. And then you can play this game of like convincing other with numbers and everything.
And like, I have an interesting thing. Like, you don't think this is the difference between the Indian entrepreneur and the like entrepreneur who is from USA or from the like European country? You don't think this is the difference between Indian entrepreneur and that entrepreneur?
I mean, most of or many of at least YC entrepreneurs are Indian.
No, no, I'm not talking about Indian.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm talking
Like the
about like
mindset or the
mindset.
culture
Indians
of
are good.
people, culture of people building in India versus US. I understood. Yeah, I think I'm not sure, to be very honest, about mindset of people in states. Sorry, people in India. But I feel like there are people in Bangalore and they have the mindset to like create something of value, and it will improve. I think like Silicon Valley has been a hub of creating things that people will use. They have been doing for a long time, so the value has propagated really well. But I think India is also emerging very great, and I have a lot of friends who are building in India. They have given last 2 years leaving a very good paying job to build something to help people, and they are not thinking about investment. They are just building, keep building. And now I'm telling like, hey guys, you are like ready, go and like get some investment to like fast pace the things you are doing. So I feel like the mindset is there. It's probably not as propagated as maybe in Silicon Valley, which has been building things for a long time. Yeah, but I think if you see successful companies, they have the same mindset. I think even in India.
Tell me, like, according to you, like, when a founder needs like a funding or investment in their startups, like, what is the point? At what time they realized I need funding right now?
I feel it's a very difficult question to answer. And the reason I'm telling you, people think like it's the same answer for everyone. It's not. Like, for example, for me, I have some money. If I believe the idea enough, I can invest my own money for some time and keep growing and see the value. Like, you need some money to grow the company, and maybe you don't need it because you already have your own enough funds, or you have, for example, there are founders I know, and I empathize with them, who don't have a single rupees also, right? And now they want to build something. They will still find a way to build it, but I think like that's where like sometimes maybe you need to go out and tell that, hey, give me like even very small amount so that I can build this idea, because they don't have initial funds. So I think the number and the time depends a lot with your financial situation at that point and what you are solving. For example, if you are solving a field where you don't need a lot of initial investment, maybe it's okay, you don't need to like raise right now. But if you are solving in a field which need like day one investment, like all robotics company, you cannot build anything unless you have a robot. And if you are imagining a student who doesn't have any money to build like a robotics company, it's they need to go out and say like, okay, I think I have this crazy idea and it seems good, I want to raise money, some initial money. So I think the answer is like it changes a lot on your background.
Like, tell me, Amit, you are building this for the business perspective, but what will be the first priority? Like, which kind of business you are targeting in the first as a business perspective to generate a revenue?
Yeah, I think we are targeting consumer right now. You can imagine any person that need real time coaching, or they need a AI in the call. This AI will help them in real time to like ask right set of question. It will help them real time to coach them that, hey, you miss too much or you speak too much, and you can custom choose the behavior you want. So this will be super useful for people in sales. It will be super useful for people who do day to day calls to random strangers, like people who do discovery call, people who are in business development, people who do sales. Or it can also be great for like engineers sometimes. Like I as a research scientist have a prompt in which I have put like research prompt, and the prompt is like, hey, you are my silent co-pilot, and your goal is to like make sure if I'm missing some loopholes, to remind me of them, critically analyze things, critique things. And I use it often in research meetings with my team, right? So I think we are thinking that it's a consumer product which will help everyone. Different people have their different needs, and that's where they can put their custom prompt on what kind of coaching they need. And at the end of meeting, it will also give you like insights, a note taking, summary, transcription, whatever a general note taker give. But I think our value is like real time.
Like, tell me one thing, you think that will be applicable in the USA businesses, but you think like these things will be implemented in the Indian businesses, in the Asian countries, like in the Nepali businesses, their founders, their owners can do all of these things. They really matters. The notes is being taken by the AI. They really trust AI. They will be able to trust.
Yeah, I think the question is like, I would love honestly to understand that what is the thing that will not bring trust, and if it is about trust or if it is about value. Like they don't see value in it, or they see the value but they don't want to invest in it, or
Yeah, yeah.
this.
The
So
second one is a good. Like they see the value. They know the what is the importance of AI, but they didn't want, because I have talked with lots of business owners. But when it comes to investing in AI, I can guarantee whatever the things they are doing by taking hours, like 2 hours, 3 hours, I can automate that thing. I can do within like 20 minutes, 30 minutes work. but they are not able to invest in that because they are not able to trust on that technology. Especially, I'm not talking about the tech founders because they know what is the importance of AI. I'm talking about the normal, like a consumer based business, like fashion business, clothes business, restaurant owners. They are not able to still trust on. They are only, according to them, the technology is just a website and application.
Yeah, so I think it's the same era where there are always section in the society which are accepting technology after a long time. For example, when calculator come, there were only very few people who will use calculator. Then phone come and there will be so many less people who will use phone. There other people will be like, oh, I'll just go on like a dial call. Then computer come and people were like, oh, computer is like for rich people. You don't need laptop. And now you can see the value of laptop sitting in your room talking with anyone. Internet came and then people are like, oh, internet is like a luxury. We don't want it. So eventually it's like every society or part of society will use technology which is making them productive. It's just that they will have a different time period. So I'm bullish that everyone will eventually use AI in some or other aspect.
Then tell me, like, it's fine you give the like a historical answer, but tell me one thing: how you will market then? Like, how, what is the approach of marketing of your company, like, of your product?
Yeah, I think the first of all, right now we are very heads down on like helping our early customer and very heads down on like researching. We already have like some amount of people which are using us. We want to understand from them like what is really useful for them right now. And the marketing strategy is similar, which is once the product, we find that okay, this is the things they are really loving about it, right? That we will know, we already know our ICP, like people in sales, people in like business development, and these are the people who I am reaching and like I'm talking with day to day and who are using our product right now. So these people will once they start using it, more or less they themselves mouth market it. They are like, oh, I am loving it, let me also give it to my friend. And that is where we are like, okay, we have understand that there are these section of societies which are getting biggest value right now. So let's maybe give them access to all this and improve them or make a community around them. And that is right now for us AEs, executive or assistants or like co-founders, because they find a lot of value, real time help on coaching, because they go every day on a discovery call, talk every day with a new person, or salespeople, or people who are brainstorming, or engineering team or research team, because they can have AI as a participant and ask like, hey, go to internet and find like 10 new problems or 10 other solution to the thing I'm discussing. So I think like this is our market right now, and we are propagating to that. We are basically doing all sort of things, talking with them, getting warm introduction with them, trying to build with them. We are early stage, so we are very focused on like working in a community right now, which means like early truster of us and who are seeing value in it, and then propagate to the same market.
And tell me, like, it's coming to marketing, then tell me, like, what is the importance of content in the marketing? Like, is really content is so valuable for the marketing of your products, of your company? Either it's just a knowledge for the purpose, the views are not converting into sales.
Yeah, I think views always help. Your good content always help. I think one thing I'll always tell co-founders and like business owners, that choose whether you want to be viral or you want to be your product to be successful. And sometimes maybe, yeah. So and sometimes like maybe you don't want to be viral because the virality comes with a lot of noise, and if you are not good in like cutting those noise, for example, every post where I have 1,000 comments or 1,000 interaction or like or reactions, I think they come with a lot of noisy inbound of people, and that can be not related to my mission right now. My mission is like for some community to help them. So if you are good in like cutting all those noise and ignoring them, then I think it's good early stage to have a lot of content and reach people. Because sometimes I also get inbound of people saying like, oh, I have this thing and I'm facing so many error with Gemini Live or some other model, it's not working, can you please help? So I think like it's really important for business owner and co-founder to decide that every content they are creating, it's relevant and reaching their ideal customer profile. And if it is not reaching and you want virality, because virality helps sometimes to reach your ideal customer profile, then you need to like have a mechanism to cut the noise. cut the noise of every other random inbound you will receive.
Then like tell me like why the most of the company like big tech companies is investing in content, like if because they have the AdSense, they could run the silently ad, they could run the different ads, but why they are gathering the content creators, why they are making a noise like you talks about because I don't think like everyone is what.
Let me ask you this, like which companies typically invite content creator? I think Netflix, Meta, Instagram, Google, maybe. Right? Why do they invite content creator? Their platform is giving a platform for content creator. So you see like how you are making content creation targeted to your ideal customer profile, right? So that you reach more or you get more visibility from people who will give you good opinions about your product, or who will tell you like what is going wrong on Instagram, what pain they are facing in content creation. That is the platform they are trying to create in my head. So I think like, I'm not saying, to be very clear, I'm not saying don't create content. What I'm saying is like, have a understanding that virality is not equivalent to your product being good or being successful. But virality with a more targeted approach and with more awareness can actually help you do both: get virality also, and also create a community of people that will improve your product day to day. And that is what big tech companies are great at. Like, they will always invite people who are relevant and who are their customers, and who can, even if they are having fun, will give them randomly one good thing which would take like so much money to understand, and maybe they will not understand also if they don't talk.
Like you really think like someone is running a startup and they are the initial stage, you really think they should invest on the content, like on content creator to market it? Because what I found like sometime what happen, because see, content creation is not a field where you need a degree or where you need a any like a verification examination or anything. You will get viral on single video. That's the scene of the content creation. But similarly, I think you have to, if you have to market a font, like you have to market a font, then you will target some content creator who is making content on tech. Then I don't think, according to me, like most of the in tech content creation also, most of the tech content creator also follow the trend. They are copying same thing. They are doing same. Then I don't find they have that capacity, like that potential. They will understand font. They will able to understand like their viewers to understand what is font and what is the difference between chat GPT and font. So you really think like is it just a waste of money? It's a worthless. Either it's a worth it.
I think again, I think it's like all worth it if you do with awareness. For example, you are not going and pitching everyone the nuance. But one thing which everyone will connect with is like pain. So if I know the pain that they are facing every day, for example, if you say to salesperson that someone ask a random question and you don't know what to answer, did you wish you had an AI? And that is what Fern is. Now they will come to the platform and they will connect with their pain, right? And that's why I feel like startups, or at least companies, they should be aware when they are running these content creation or content marketing, that what are the pain, what are the missions they are solving. And if they know that, and if they know their ideal customer profile, it's very easy to create trendy content with those, I think. So I would say like, it's totally dependent on like, in a content creation you don't want to tell about like nuances of tech. Nobody cares about tech. People care about like what is the value it is giving.
Yeah, actually, what the problem you are solving of our daily life. Content creation is all about like what the problem you are solving. So I think like in the recent in India, there was 2 3 founders video is getting viral. Like they were saying you have to build a content creation department. Like in upcoming days, there should be a content creation department in the business, like a sales department, product management. There will be a content creation department. One of the founder even were guarantee just embrace the content creation, then only you will be the entrepreneur, like this kind of stuff. So I think lots of founders, lots of entrepreneur in especially in India and Nepal, they think without creating a content they will not able to market their products. But listening you also, listening like Atharva and Dhananjay also, they were not creating lots of content, but they are doing business, they are building things like which is exceptional. They are not building some like copy thing, some like random stuff. So how like USA founders are able to do business. They are doing great business. But how the Nepali founders and the Indian founders are not able to do that business without creating content? Let me complete this question. What I found, like in Indian founders also, you will found there are lots of founders who is taking supports. Even you will take the example of Boat also. They also got like virally. Then their revenue got increased. Before you will see before the brand value of Aman, before the content creation and after the content creation, there is a difference. I'm not saying there is really a difference. Then I have one question: is this really works in India or Nepal? Either these things work in USA also.
Yeah, I think it works in US also. The only point I'm saying is like, for example, like AirPods, right? Everyone is using it. Like most of the target audience. I think if you do content creation with a target audience in mind and you make content for them, it will help you always. And also like it will exponentially explode. It all depends upon like what stage you are in and what's your product and what's your target audience, right? If for example for AirPods the target audience is like youngsters, and the youngsters are spending a lot of time on like social platforms, so if they will see like AirPods ad or like some companies ad which is targeting them, they will at least go to the website and buy it out. And that is why like most of the ads you will see or content creation you will see is you are the customer for it, and that's why you are saying it, right?
So tell me like one thing, like why did you leave the India? Like what was the difference? What are the things you are lagging here in India and you are getting in USA? What is
Yeah,
the culture?
I
It's a
think
culture, either it's a funding or what?
so I never wanted to do a startup, to be very honest. I always was a researcher. So I think the reason I left India was to study. I did my PhD in US. I did a direct PhD from Purdue in EC department. Worked on machine learning methods for speech and video processing. After my PhD, I wanted to be a scientist. So I joined Meta, worked on their foundational model for smart glasses, their models for, in general, speech LLMs. And I got to know about YC during my time at Meta, where basically I was talking with some companies or mentoring or like talking with some co-founder who were part of YC. And that's how I got to know about YC. And Bay Area has this whole entrepreneurship culture in Silicon Valley. So I got to know a lot about it. And then that's how like I left India. The reason was to just study and like do research, cutting edge research on things with infinite resources in big tech companies. So that was the reason I think to leave India, mostly for better studies.
Okay, that's fine. Then tell me like one thing. I want to ask you something. You find like there is a difference between like a 18 years boy who is living in USA and a 18 years boy who is living in India. They have a difference in their mindsets. But I find like I will give my own opinions. I truly find a boy who is living in USA and India, they are calling themselves that they are recognizing themselves. Oh, I am entrepreneur, a startup founder. They are mostly Indian founders. They are not solving a genuine problem. That's the reality. They are just copying something which is being already implemented on the USA or anywhere in the whole world. They are just copying that thing. Either they are just doing simple stuff like the freelancing, doing this kind of stuff. But what I found when it comes to the USA founders, USA 18-year boy, they are really solving a genuine problem. That day also, that ExxonMobil founders were sharing me a story. A 17-year boy making a whole AI systems and application, all of these things for the agriculture. But I don't think like that you will also know everything about the India. So I don't think like you will find anyone in India, either in Nepal, who is a 18-year, 17-year boy working for the agriculture tech, agro tech. So you find this difference in Indian boy or in US, a boy who is living in the USA?
Yeah, I think I'll say like the kind of example we hear are not maybe true representation of the all population of US and states, but people who are building, I can see the difference in like most of the time in US, people who are building are not necessarily people from US. They just come from like Europe. They come from different part of the country, right? So US has this ideology to like invite people who are talented from throughout the world, right? And that's why we see like, oh, people in US, they are doing like crazy things, right? Because many of those people, like many people from India, are also selected to Y Combinator. They left their undergrad, they were part of IITs, left their undergrad and came here. So now you will see like, oh, US is building these 17 years founders are building like these things. Not really. Like US is just giving, like, it has a lot of capital. The kind of support that Bay Area and US gives to startup in early days is immense. I think what is missing is a similar system in India, where you can give ambition to a 17-year boy that you can build this. Like, don't worry about it because someone built it. So I wouldn't say like it's the 17-year-old children issue or their mindset issue. It's like the system around it. Like Bay Area gives, like YC gives people money to drop from their high school and just do a startup. In India, there is no system which support high school student with so much confidence, right? And I think that system is lacking. So I wouldn't say like it's like the difference in mindset, because many 17-year, 20 years old founders are coming from India to states to become part of that system or to benefit from that system. Yeah.
Means you are saying like environment is changing, like environment is doing everything.
Yeah, I think like it's a big part is played by the whole environment, and I think that environment is missing. A difference between like me 17 year in India versus me 17 year in US is like my parents will and my system will always say like just go to school, like just do this. I will have like no example of people who have done good, or I will have like no one to believe in me if I am like 16 years old and I'm saying like I want to drop out of high school. And the pressure will be much more high in India versus what I will get in states. Maybe there will be at least 10 people that I can find somehow who will say like, oh, it will work, or I will have like at least one example. And I think that's where I feel like it's also very driven in like from the tier of states or cities you are in India. For example, I have met, I think, few founders who are from like tier 1 city in India, and they have left their high school. And I'm like, and their parents are very supportive about it, right? So I think it's like the environment, maybe sometimes that can change things. So I will totally put it on the environment. I wouldn't say like it's like I won't expect a person to like do something totally out of distribution, fully out of distribution if they don't see any single example. And somebody has to become an example, I guess, maybe.
Like that's true. Like I am also like I will say my honest story. I am also not, if I am doing all of these things, because I am in NIT Rourkela. So like I will get easily a placement in EC department. At least I will get a placement. Like I didn't have to think for the survival. So everyone is running for the
So
placement, and
now if you leave a placement and you say to your family like for 2 year I want to struggle, and you don't know that 2 year whether you will be successful or not, how many people will help you and how many people will say you are just crazy?
no one.
Right? And how many example you have as an individual to trust that okay, there are some people who have done like crazy things. And I think that is what changes. Like in states, you have seen like 17 years old kid leaving high school and doing something great, so their parents are supportive about it. Or there is a system which will try to like invest money in you. Like if you go out right now from NIT and ask like some investment company that, you know, I have a background, I have done like good education, and I left my job, will you give me money? Mm, maybe. But even if your idea is good, like I'm not telling about idea also, I'm saying like your idea is good, it's less likely you will get investment. But if you are in state and if your idea is good, maybe you'll get better chances at having investment.
Like then tell me like one thing I need to ask, like someone is applying for their idea to the Y Combinators. If like they will get funded, then they can work from like India, or they can work from Nepal for the like Y Combinator funded, as a Y Combinator funded company. I thought they have to shift their business to the USA. What is the scene?
I would say like these things keep changing. So I'll recommend like going to YC portal and seeing like which cities and countries are supported. But typically you don't have to build for US. You can build for like India. At least I know that there are many YC companies which just went back after the batch. They just got the money, went back and built things. I think Miso is probably one example. I don't remember, but you can check probably. There are many other companies which have done this. They just go back to India and build for Indian community. I think what is important, YC is not asking you like build for this versus this. They are saying like build something which is going to go big and which is useful.
Okay, like tell me, Amit, like one thing. I have one like it's a personal question. I have one idea. Like it's not a business question. I am thinking like there is a AI, like whatever AI is in law field, especially in law field. When it comes to law field, there is a lagging something. Like because see, you will see in a law, you will find everything is on the paper. Is the paperwork. It's all about the paperwork. What I found like what if I could build a AI systems like where it will be specialized for the law. All the lawyers will be using law firm, everyone, and we can after that initially we can integrate a simple model which will be able to suggest normal individuals their law suggestions, any kind of suppose anyone does any crime, and they will be able to get support from them. What if things like it will works or not? What is the impact of these things on the law field?
Yeah, I think there are companies, by the way, which are trying to do
There are
something similar for
I did
states.
a research. There are
Yeah.
companies.
So, like for example, Legal OS, I know another co-founder friend, Pamir. He also has YC26 company where he's like giving support to lawyers. I think what you want to do is probably you want to put human in the loop, which means AI can create first draft, but you still want like maybe some lawyer to review it. So you can start with that. It will help. It will help a lot of people in India. But I'll say like don't not put human in the loop right now. AI is not good enough, which means it can hallucinate or give something which is not relevant to the case. So I'll highly recommend like putting human or some lawyer in the loop. What you can do
For
is
the
like
verification.
somebody comes and they are like, okay, I have this case, right? And now the draft is created by the AI and it goes to the lawyer and they immediately help. So you can like reduce the time it takes to help by using AI. But I wouldn't say like start fully. I think it's a good idea. Just don't start fully by like not having human in the loop.
Like you are saying like you just put a human for the verification, whatever the draft the AI is creating, whatever suggestions they are
Edit it.
giving.
Yeah, the edit or maybe like suggestion is still okay probably, but like whatever draft AI is creating, you want to probably get it through an eye from a lawyer.
Okay, means it will like it will be a good idea to doing these things in B2B. Like I will be not giving access to the no, general people.
I think you can start with B2B, but once you collect enough data on like whether AI is good or not, what are the edits people are doing, then you can fine tune maybe model, your own model, and give it to general people. You have to create a benchmark here, which tells that okay, now AI is good enough to help without any human in the loop.
You talk about benchmark. I forgot this thing to ask. Like, what is the importance of benchmark while you are creating any model and anything like in the business world?
Yeah, I think it's less for business. It's more for like how you know how you are improving things. There is nothing which is connected to your product or what problem you are solving. Totally gives you everything around it. So I think the question is more like how you will create something which can measure the improvement. So that is the importance of eval. Like how will you measure AGI? You are talking about AGI, right? How will you measure that AGI is happening? So somebody creates like AGI kind of benchmark, and every model will go and like compare, and everyone will say like, okay, this AGI benchmark is tough, but so you need to like create some the way I will say is like some ideal response. For example, like for every question you might have like some ideal response, right? That if the person gives this kind of response, I had a good conversation or I got something useful. It's the same mindset. Like you want model to behave somehow, you want to create that representative data, and that becomes your eval.
Then actually, I mean, tell me. I think everything is growing. AI startups are growing rapidly. All the startups. Like, what do you think? Like a country like Nepal, a country which is landlocked, on stability political. It's just like a beyond the business. It's like what the steps that Nepali government should take to boost the economics, to boost the technology. Like you are in. USA, what are the like some specific startups which will help Nepal economics to boost? Either it's a tech, either it's a tourism will be the part of like Nepal has a natural beauty, but what will be the importance of tech startups? We can create a hub or not, like not like a Silicon Valley, but we can create like at least the headquarters hub, like where all the tech startup can be founded, all the big tech companies can work.
I think from government side, I would expect to create an environment. I think if they can create an environment, a hub, a place where tech people can come and create, you don't need engineer and you don't need engineer to give them a problem. They'll find a problem for their country. They'll find a mission for them. You just need to like empower them, which means you need to create a community for them, a place for them. And I feel like Nepal will have so many things that you guys will be able to figure out that you want to help because you have lived that life, you have seen that life, you are going every day. Nobody else can tell you like what are the biggest problem. Like the Nepal youth exactly know that this is what I want to solve, like this is a big pain. They don't need to like look away and get inspiration from anywhere else in the world, right? You will have your own set of problems. I think all you need is like an environment which fund, which like nurture these ideas, make you feel like comfortable, connect you with like people who can guide you, mentor you. I think that environment is probably as a government, I'll say like they should invest.
Okay, then tell me like if Nepal has a very small like market size. Either it's a tech, either it's anything. For you will see the business perspective, it has a very small market size comparatively to India, and because huge giant GDP holder like India and China is besides Nepal, but Nepal has very small market. Then what do you think? Like any startup, any founder is building a startups in Nepal, they will have a great business in the futures. They will be able to scale it globally, and is really like Nepali company will able to scale at that point like the USA company, Indian company is doing.
I think lot of people understand it from scale of market size. I would say like it's all mission driven and it's all driven from the pain point. It's highly possible that because of how the geography of Nepal is, many other cities with the similar kind of geography have similar problems. And I think you need to start small. You need to help people. I think a question for people who are building in Nepal is if you see like every Nepali using your product or using or getting their life better somehow by your product, is it fulfilling? Is it like a big mission that you achieved in your life, that every Nepali knows about you and like is using your product and getting like help from it? And then you can always think about like scaling to other similar geography or other similar customer profiles.
Okay, then tell me like it's like a last question. I want to ask like a boy who is dreaming about all of these startups and everything. Like what from where they have to start, and just tell me short roadmap for like that kind of dreamer.
Yeah, I think for me, it's now very clear for me. Start with the problem, talk with people, don't build anything. Start with the problem as an engineer and as a kid, you want to like first build something. Talk with people, understand their pain. Don't make something which they are asking, make something which you are observing that will help to solve their pain. For example, anyone, if you meet them, they will ask you 10 things they have seen in the movies. Like people will say Iron Man suit. They'll say Jarvis. I want Jarvis. Nobody use it. Even if you make it, very less people will use it. So derive your problem from your real life by asking people or some community what they are facing, seeing and observing them, talking with them, or maybe just like looking at them like for whole day. Like ask if you are building for some community, ask them like, can I just observe how you work every day? And then you will see like so many things you can build for them which will make their life easy. Start from there, try to help 10 people, that 10 people create a community, ask them feedback about your product, then make it 100 and then keep growing from there. That is your profile, that is like your ideal customer profile. Don't overcomplicate it by thinking about like word, thinking about money, thinking about building first. I think like it's a simple process. Find a problem, find value to help people, help with 10 people, make it 100 people, keep building it, and then you help all the community, everyone who falls in the same customer profile.
Like tell me like just building you are building this startup, and like what are the things you lose in your life?
What are the things I lose by starting this startup? Yeah, I lost a very, very, very big check that I was getting from Meta, being a scientist. I lost a lot of luxury I was having because now I don't have weekends. I work every day. So I get very less time to talk like with my family or have too much stress about. I always think about like how can I help, how can I like grow it, how can I talk with one more people who will use this and understand how they will use it. So I think what I'm losing is probably all of this, but it comes with a fulfillment, which is like I don't have to report to anyone tomorrow morning. I have more control to directly help people, and I can direct the product where I feel it is right. So it's a balance. I think probably right now I'm losing like a lot of money, but other than that, I think like it's very fulfilling.
And tell me one thing, like how much funding like has been issued for your company, like by YC?
Yeah, I think YC has a standard practice. They give like 500K, but they give a lot of credits. For example, they have deals with AWS, Google to give like credits around 250K from AWS, 250K from like Google, and then several other like ChatGPT. They have more credit of 25K. So they give a lot of credits, and they give like 500K as an initial investment.
For like for the all the startups, like it doesn't matter where are from he, like where are from they.
Yeah, for all startup, it's a standard deal. They give like the same amount, and they give the standard deal.
Then 500K will be enough to building a startups in, I think, in Nepal and India for the initial start, like for the initial stage. Because what I found, like you if you will hire an engineer for your company in USA, probably how much salary you have to pay, like on an average $10,000 or.
I think like you have to pay around. It depends honestly for what you are hiring and so on. But on average, maybe you can pay 200K in Bay Area to
200K per year. But but you will find same engineer in India and Nepal 200K. It's a dream job, but you will find, I think it will be 20K dollar. You will find the same engineer. Then you think like 500K will be enough to starting a business in India and Nepal, startups running a startups.
I think like probably 10K is also enough. I don't think like you need money to start a startup, especially if you are solving a problem. Typically, it is expected that the co-founder who are starting things, they will just start it. Like they will not earn any money from day one, and you don't need like more than two people. I think with all the AI and tech, to build something which is enough to serve 100 people or 200 people.
Then how many employee you have in your company? Like how many employees?
It's right now just me and my co-founder. We are building everything you are seeing from the website, from the product, from the model. Everything you have seen, it's just two people who have built us. All the money that we got from YC is still in our bank. We have used very, very less amount of it. I don't think like when you are starting something, you are thinking about investment. What you are thinking about is like how you can find a user who will find value in using this, who will care about it, who will say like, oh, if this product is gone, I don't know how like I will do this thing. And that is like what you should be obsessed with. If you are coming in this for money, there are better ways to get money, which is go for an ideal job. I think there are good ways to get enough money, and you will probably be less likely to be successful to come only for money. Like you need like some other motivation. um,
Okay, then like tell me one thing, like last thing. Um, YC been the part of the journey like till now? Like since when you have started?
so we left our job around December. So 5th of December we incorporated, and we finally started full-fledged in January. So it's been a very less time for us.
Okay, then according to you, like according like in how many years, like in how many months you will go for the next like next series, like raising a fund?
We will probably raise in March, uh, depending upon, it's a typical time that YC gives. We'll probably go and fundraise in mid-March.
Then tell me one thing, like you currently said like you have all those money, but then why you need, like why you will dilute your company shares to the YC? What is the point?
Yeah, so we will not raise with YC. We will mostly raise seed funds. There are multiple aspects. For example, like payroll, legal fees, SOC to compliance, many other things that comes. lot of legal formalities, and we have to hire also people. We the way we are working right now, we cannot work like that for like long period of time, which means just two of us building every day night whenever we can, doing sales also, doing everything, talking. uh, I think we need people. It's not sustainable in the long run. So we will probably raise our round in March. We have got. It also depends. Some people who are not able to find like a good market they want to build for, they might raise it later also. But I think we know what we are building. We have seen enough value it can bring to people. So we want to like go faster now. We want to like have more people. I shouldn't be doing like everything. I should be doing probably what I am best at, and Robert should be doing things what he is best at. And then we need like best people for the other aspect. So I think that's where we want to use the money and raise.
Okay, like we should end it. Like it's been a long hour. Okay, thank you so much for giving your time, Amit. It was really a valuable discussion for our founders and builders viewers. Tell me like one thing. It's a personal question for me. Like, what are the things I should suggest? Like, sorry, I should improve.
So one thing I will say probably you can do is like create an agenda about like what you, or maybe tell like your maybe host the people you are hosting about like what you expect, who are your target audience, right? And what do you want value from them. The other thing I'll suggest is like having agenda around like your target audience. I don't know, like if you are making it founders specific, then maybe most of your questions would be on founders. But if you are making on a story about me, or like the company or the tech, then maybe all of the things are around tech, right? But other than that, I think you are doing a good job. What else I can suggest? Also, like, is your audience typically will be more benefited if it is in some other language versus English, or do you think like they will be most benefited from English?
Like what I found like in English, like my content is about AI and artificial intelligence, and what I found like the person who is understanding artificial intelligence and all these texts, he or she is able to understand English. If I would make these things in Nepali and Hindi, then I will in Hindi it will be okay. Like it has a global market, like it has huge market. But when it comes to Nepali, I will not find, even I will not able to connect with you also. That will be the scene.
Yeah, so I'll say like maybe you can ask like Indian founder to do it in Hindi if you feel, or Hindi English mix, if it helps to reach more people. Because I think the mission for you and for even founder is like if they can help one person more, right? So if putting maybe half of Hindi, half of English can help one more person to connect better, or to show them that okay, people from their neighbor or from like people whom they talk every day, they are going to these platform and may inspire them more. I think people will love that to do. So other than that, I think you are doing a good job. I think it's very difficult to come and talk and be on your chair, especially in undergrad. I have done a lot of these things. I had a show called Pep Potential, where we were talking with like a lot of co-founders in India. So yeah, I really appreciate it. I think.